this should be fun. Okay. Okay. So I'll do my scan, and then afterwards, I think it would be neat to see, to have you share anything else that you got on top of it. Okay? All right. Okay, so there is like way out on your feminine side, way subconscious, is a negative belief, and it's a little one, but it is always there, and it's following you around. What is this? What is this belief? Okay, it's kind of like, feels like, it feels like, oh, it's along the lines of the other shoe's about to drop. It's like things might be going great, or things might be really neat, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, so when's the thing going to happen that screws it all up, or messes it all up, or whatever? It's that type of a thing. And the reason I'm laughing is because it's never going to happen, but you always think it is. So it's kind of just always been there for a long time. I think you saw other things happen to other people even. And then when you start having things happen in your own life, this goes back to when you were really little. So when you started to see things in your own life, it was like confirming that belief. See, the other shoe dropped. Oh, the other shoe dropped. So it's just made you so used to living like that you aren't even aware. It is so far out there. It's probably 5-6 feet out there. I've never seen something so far out in a subconscious field. So, but they're bringing your awareness to it so that you know that that's there, because apparently you're making decisions, automatic decisions on a regular basis based on this fear that you're not even aware of. You're like playing it safe. It feels like you play it safe to make sure everything is going to go safe. Does that make sense? Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, and I'll see what else comes up as you do?
No, let's see. I play everything safe.
Ah.
I plan everything. I visualize everything. I see everything. Okay. I balance everything. I judge everything. And okay. If I don't see that that's going to be the right move, I don't make that move.
Okay. Yep.
When I plan it, I make it happen.
Okay. Okay. So you feel, essentially, like, do you feel in control of everything?
No, but I want to be.
Okay. So probably some things that I was saying to your friend also rang true?
Yeah, for the feminine side. I have that, but I'm not. I'm more of your tomboyish.
Okay.
Than your feminine side.
Okay.
I've grown to...
That's funny, because as you're saying that, I'm seeing a blue streak go up there. Yeah.
I call it pretty. I don't wear earrings. I mean, I don't wear stuff like that.
Okay, so what happens when you see feminine people out there?
I don't think
What's
anything.
the judgment of them?
I don't.
You don't judge it?
I don't judge it.
So then why do you stay away from it?
Because I wasn't raised that way. I was raised with a bunch of boys, so...
Okay, so it feels more comfortable. It's more of a comfort thing.
She's taught me more how to be.
Yeah, that's okay.
I've known Zuri for years.
Okay.
And so I've learned how to be more the girly type from her.
Oh, okay.
So
that's good.
I'm I'm more of a tomboy. You don't see me in dresses. You don't see me in the earrings and yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll share a little story with you about what I did, because I grew up the same way. I was the Pied Piper of the neighborhood, and I would tromp through streams and run through trees, and animals would be following everywhere I go. And I'd come home muddy, and so I know what you mean. And I grew up in a household of boys. So when I would see these girls dressed up with the earrings and the hair and everything, I was like, what is that creature? What in the world is that? And so, and they had their mothers who were giving them advice, and they talked in such a way that it was like, oh my gosh. I thought, I don't even know how to relate to this. So what I did though is I didn't like feeling that way. I didn't like feeling like I'm here and that's there. I wanted to see what would happen because it felt like lopsided to me. I was going through life like this, and I thought, I just want to see what happens when I go over here for a minute. So I went to a modeling agency with a friend. She had an interview. So it was a big deal for me to just go, even just to go, because I was like, modeling, ugh. So we went down there, and they ended up asking me to participate in their program, and not her. So that was my opportunity. I was like, okay, so I'm going to see what happens when I do this. So I went over and I started actually doing some modeling and things like that. Totally out of my comfort zone. I was taking my clothes off in a screened area on a street in Beverly Hills. And I had people, makeup artists, doing my hair, big fake eyelashes, and putting wigs on me, and putting me in front of cars posing with guys. Crazy stuff that I never would have ever thought to do. But if my mind wouldn't have already been like, I need to do something to balance this out, if I wouldn't have been open, I wouldn't have had this experience. And so I totally went there, and I thought, I'm going to immerse myself in this. And no matter how uncomfortable this is, I'm going to do this and feel it totally and just empathize with those people who do this sort of thing. And I did. And I enjoyed certain aspects of it. And other aspects I really didn't enjoy. Then it turned into these women, fighting in the bathroom and being competitive and nasty with each other. And then they were going out to these parties and using cocaine and sleeping with directors to get places. And I was not about any of that. That's when I knew, and I could make up my mind, okay, I'm comfortable putting on makeup, that felt okay. I can do my hair, that felt okay. I can go to a hairdresser and have them do my hair. That way I don't even have to, I can just kind of learn how they did what it is, and I can do it myself. So it helped me kind of balance out. So how that looks today is I can do my hair and I can put on makeup and I can put on a dress and I can act feminine for an evening of romance. But I can go home and put on my sweats and hang out and feel like very comfortable too. But I think it's important for us to embrace those things about us that when we're so one-sided, it really helps empower you and make you feel stronger and make you feel more balanced. And it also makes you feel more empathetic and harmonious with those that we're around who are opposite of us. I also did that with learning Spanish because I was around a lot of Hispanic people growing up. And I was white and they were Hispanic and everybody spoke Spanish. I didn't know what they were talking about. So I learned Spanish, embraced it, loved it. Now I speak Spanish. Now when I hear people or see people who are Spanish or Hispanic or Mexican, I say, all right, let's practice, So it's all about taking those aspects of your life that you're uncomfortable with and embracing it as much as you possibly can. And even if you don't stay there, it doesn't matter. You got exposed to it, you embraced it fully, you've kind of dropped some of the judgment of it, if there is any judgment. There may not be. But at least you've kind of balanced that out. And then if your husband or somebody says, I'd like to go out tonight, why don't we kind of spruce up? You're not going to go, I don't do that. What are you talking about, You'll be like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Let me get all dolled up and let me do this and that and the other thing. And then it feels natural to do that, just as natural as it does to do the other. And then you're comfortable in any situation doing anything. You can be in an office environment and feel completely comfortable in an office environment, or you can go work labor in a construction area and be just as comfortable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about this control. Let's talk about this fear of something's about to drop any second. So you have to. Okay, so what did you learn about these guys when we were talking about staying in the flow and trusting that your higher self's going to take care of everything when you stay in the present moment? What was coming up for you?
I still have to be in control.
Okay.
I'm learning how to release that.
Okay. So how
And
has that worked for you, being in total control? Has everything worked out perfectly?
everything worked out till my boys got bigger. Once they got bigger, I didn't have control.
Okay,
More so my oldest one.
Okay, so
That's
you've taught
when I
yourself,
lost.
for a long time it's become habit, you've taught yourself that you are the one that's in control.
And that's how I was raised in a family
Okay.
of hope.
So it kind of feels like to me that God's kind of putting you through a lesson right now in humility and surrender.
Yeah. And now I'm beginning to embrace that, so, yeah.
Okay, cool. So how cool is this though? Because it's like we are one with God. So some people say, well, I don't need to pray to God because I am God. I'm one with Him. You know, we're merged or whatever. But then if you say, okay, well, that may be so, but you have also, you're like a reflection of yourself. It's kind of a strange dynamic to try to put your head around, but we're also a reflection. So, and do you know anything about Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian belief system? They talk about you basically, they have you recite in your mind, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. But one of the keys behind Ho'oponopono is that you are actually talking to yourself. You're not talking to this other person. You have an issue with this other person, say I was upset with you. I would do Ho'oponopono on you. So I'd say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And I would repeat that in my mind as I'm looking at you. But the real key, if you really study it deeper, is you're actually saying that to yourself as you're looking at the person. But you're really talking to yourself. And it's the same thing here as you're praying. You say the same prayer as what we've been saying. I accept that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really know if the end result is going to be what I'm trying to make it to be. I don't really trust that anything's going to work out for me. So I'm controlling the heck out of it. So I call on you, God. Please, just come through me and do it. Do whatever needs to be done to bring my highest joy. Do whatever needs to be done to bring me faith. Do whatever needs to be done. Work through me and do whatever needs to be done to make me go, oh, you had it all along. Amen. Thank you so much. Say that many times a day when you start getting nervous, when you start feeling like, oh, here we are. Stop yourself. Give it up. Stop yourself. Another way of giving it up like that, you could either do the prayer. Another way of doing it, though, is to drop everything, like I was telling her. Do 2 to 3 seconds, as many times as you can throughout the day. Okay, good. And does it feel good?
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
I can do that.
Okay, cool. So just try maybe a little bit longer every time. Maybe more frequently. And start to break it up. Because you're just breaking the habit. I feel intuitively like you're going to be able to do this. You're kind of feeling still a lot of influence of that stubbornness, but I do feel like there's a break on its way and it's coming. So just keep keep trying to come back to that center and realize that things you're just making that adjustment, the humility adjustment right now. I feel. Things have been working out in your favor, but it's, I feel like it didn't, how do you explain it? Well, you have been blessed. You've been blessed that things have worked out, but also I feel like you've been trying to train and convince yourself that things have worked out the way they were supposed to because you made them. It's almost like some people like sometimes set themselves up to feel guilty for things, but you set yourself up to say, no, that's how I wanted it to be. So you've been kind of training yourself that way too. So now it's kind of like you're gotta unravel that whole thing and just say, just practice the surrender we've been talking about. And saying that as long as I stay in this presence, as long as I stay in joy, and I'm just happy, and I make the best of everything that comes across my path, I look at everything in the most positive light I possibly can, no matter how ugly it is. Thank you, God, that you know, I lost my leg. Thank you, God, that I can't drive anymore. Whatever, you know, whatever it is, you can find the benefit and the advantage of it, and you can start to see the good in all of everything that starts to happen, and you'll lose some of that need to control. Because you'll be allowing the higher self to come through. It's kind of like all the thinking. It's like there's this hole here where your higher self's trying to influence you, divine is trying to come through and give you these really great insights and these epiphanies and all these cool ideas. And when we think too much, it totally clouds this area. When we control, we no, it has to happen like this. No, it's like then it has to kind of get around those little cranks to get in, if it does, if it even can. So if you can break it wide open by just really opening up that space, opening your heart space, coming to that living place of that positivity, that trust, the surrender, you can kind of cultivate some of these things, then you'll be letting go of some of that control. Okay, there are some drugs, there are some toxins in your body, and it looks like they have rested in your eyes and maybe your ear area. It's funny, toxins will rest in certain areas of your body. But I feel like you might need to, okay, I'm seeing water, drink a lot of water. And have you been taking like a lot of ibuprofen or some kind of a pharmaceutical?
I was for a while, but I'm not now.
Ibuprofen?
No,
It stays in your
wasn't
system
it
for a
wasn't
bit.
ibuprofen.
What was it?
You would ask me. I don't know. It's a panic pill.
Okay, okay. What are you taking for that now?
Nothing.
Okay.
When she turned around and told me that I would have to be, I would have to wean off of it, I looked at her and I said, okay, and went back to her, and she says, how's that medicine doing? I was like, it looks pretty on my dresser. She goes, haven't you taken it? I'm like, nope.
Cool. Awesome.
I
Only
don't
everybody
do-
could make decisions
That's
like
what she
that.
said. Even the doctor says, she goes,
That's incredible.
you're the first patient I've ever had that didn't want more drugs. Said you can have them.
So I'm getting right now that if you should feel anything to take, valerian root is a really good one, and I've mentioned that before, but it helps you sleep, but it kind of tempers down, just relaxes you, kind of like chamomile does. But the reason I'm recommending valerian root is because I saw a big V over here. The yellow cleared off of you, and then I saw a V. So I think valerian root would be really compatible with you. I think it would work well with you, and I think if you should ever get in a situation where you're feeling kind of fidgety or a little nervous, you could take that and you'll feel much better. It'll make you, I can feel the relief in me just explaining it to you. So I know it'll work for you. You might just have it sitting there ready, should you ever need it. Or if you have a hard time sleeping, sometimes just pop one. Let me see if you need to do a detox or something. No. Just some more water. Okay. Is there like a cousin or somebody who passed away? Cousin, brother, as a male that's what? Like feels like a teenager, kind of like, or acts like a teenager at least. Kind of fun, happy-go-lucky. Who is this?
What else do you see?
He's just he's kind of razzing you about your psychic abilities. Like he's do you you hear with it? You have conversations with him? What's his name?
What's he telling you?
Well, he's not saying a name.
He's telling you his name.
He's got a really great sense of humor. Well,
What does he look like?
he looks Latino, and he has a baseball cap. He didn't wear a baseball cap? Okay. Well, actually, it's probably because I'm picturing somebody else. You know who, that we were talking about earlier? Who's also here.
Yeah, but no, you're picking up on the right person.
Yeah, okay. So, let me see what he's saying. He's being funny and playful, and he's encouraging you. That's pretty funny.
Is that a phone or a computer?
So he more just... Okay, he said never mind. He was just razzing you. He was just coming in. What he looked like he was doing was like leaning forward into you from over here. He was just kind of leaning forward and into you, kind of just
What does the
razzing
space
you.
structure look like?
I don't really do that. I don't get into those kind of details and stuff.
He will let you know. Is he related to me as a brother or as a cousin?
Now I'm thinking leaning toward brother. Is this your brother? Okay. Huh. When did he pass?
He was in 85.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Was he a teen or was he pretty
20.
young? Okay.
Early 21.
Wow. He's so, fun. Really fun and happy-go-lucky
We
and...
look a lot alike.
Okay, okay. He was,
He was stronger than I was.
stronger? Like emotionally stronger?
No. Psychic-wise.
Oh, really?
He had telekinesis.
Ah, so that's why you're saying this. Okay, that makes sense.
That's why when that went off, I already know who it was.
It was him.
It was him.
Yep. That's funny. I thought that and I didn't say it.
That's why I didn't say anything. Yeah,
That's
was
funny.
him.
That's funny.
He had telekinesis, but he also dabbed with witchcraft. And
Oh,
we're
we
not-
did. Okay.
We're not talking about good. We're talking about the black witchcraft.
Okay, so he said,
He doesn't do. I mean, That's long story, but yeah, that's who it was. That's why I was like, "Where's that coming from?"
that's
That was-
funny.
and that's who he was.
That's really funny.
Very controlling over me.
Okay, so that's why he was like pressing in your
And it was
space.
because we had a hard life.
Okay.
So we were very close.
Huh.
That's why I kept asking. Trying to think if he ever wore a hat. Not really.
He's just coming through as being very funny,
Mm-hmm.
really funny and razzy. Like was always harassing and like giving you a hard time.
Chepo.
Mm-hmm.
And his nickname was Chepo.
Chapel? Why Chapel?
Because in Mexico, everyone was named Jose. There were so many Jose's that they come up with nicknames. There's Chapo, there's Chepo, there's Chop, there's some different names.
Okay. Huh, yeah, he did have a little power trippy side, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
He was like, I am now leaving.
Yeah.
Like, the big deal is leaving the room. Yeah, he's kind of cocky. Like, went like that. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so let's see if there's anything else. No. Okay. That was funny. He like insisted on coming through there, didn't he?
He followed me.
Hmm.
He's followed me since the day he died.
Wow. Do you like that? Do
He
you like
doesn't
that?
bother me.
Really?
He doesn't bother me. He's always watched over me.
He said, don't even try it.
I
was gonna offer to maybe
You
cut
won't
some
be able to.
cords. He said, don't even try it.
Yeah, he won't let you. And I'll tell you what, if you do that, you'll regret trying to do it.
Hmm. Wow.
Because he's that strong, even on the other side.
Let me just talk to him for a second. Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so all I said to him, and just kept saying to him, was, "What about love? What about freedom? What about love?" And he's like,
But he also got mad because my face got red. I mean, I got the heat.
Okay, so
He won't go.
So he's told me that he's going to consider my point.
He won't go.
So we'll see.
And I'm going to tell you why he won't go. Because I had somebody else try that.
The same words?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. When I walked in her house, she said, "Oh, welcome." And he won't go because he's like my guardian angel.
Okay. Well, then he needs to be there.
And he's also my oldest son's guardian angel because when
He'll be there till you don't need him anymore.
he'll be there till the day I die.
Then that's how long he'll
He
be there.
steps back. He doesn't come in
Yeah.
presence. I mean, he doesn't ever show
Yeah.
unless he has to.
Okay. So he does. He has given, because I'm going to do a blessing on you, and he's given his blessing. He likes me. He says that he's seen what I've done here with you, and he's cool with it. So that's good. He should let me bless you. I mean, why not? What's it going to hurt? It's for your benefit. And if he's truly your guide, then he wants good for you. So, okay. And he says that the point with that thing that I saw up in the corner, he said that was a big deal. He says it's good that I brought that to your attention. So, he felt that too. Okay. So, let me just clean your system here. Oh, okay, something's there. Feels like a fear of drowning. Like a fear of water, almost. What is this? Oh. I don't know why that would happen when I was starting to do a blessing on you, but it looks like a past life where you died drowning. And it's like a control, trying to get up to the surface, and you couldn't. But I don't know why that would be coming up right now. Let me see. Oh, it was being transmuted. Okay. It was just coming up just to bring your attention to it for whatever reason. It may not seem like relevant right now, but you know, it may hit you later. Why that was brought to your attention, but they showed me obviously so that I would mention it so that it would come to the surface. Okay, so let me try this again. Your brother says, "Wrap away, wrap away." So he's like still here watching.
I told you, you won't get rid of him.
You see, I'm wrapping you in a
I'm
rainbow.
going to tell you why you won't get rid of him.
I'm not trying to get rid of him.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When we were children, we were born in Mexico. I
Okay.
was the sickest one. He was older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be the only one that I would let him share when my mom would feed me breastfeeding. He would be the only one I would allow with me, not nobody else.
Wow.
We were like twins born.
He's showing me like
separate years.
his arm around you and kind of doing this with you. He just loved you. That's awesome. What a great being to be with you, helping you on your journey. He said he's just as stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
He says, but he's not trying to encourage that.
Yeah, he was.